Welcome back, everybody. We're going to continue working on the Ender 5 project. I just knock a piece right off. That's a great opening. Few changes. Let's kick over to the side camera and give you the changes I did off camera and where we're going to go today. Hopefully this works out. I get the feeling there's going to be some road bumps. Always are. All right, let's go over to the side camera here. All right, so the little cable protector that was back here, I went ahead and pulled it off. Don't like it. I just cannot stand how messy all these cables are. So I probably spent about an hour and a half just laying them out in different spots and looking at them and figuring out how many clips I was going to need. And yeah, just don't like it. Also, I'm not super happy about how short these are. They gave just enough to get it up in there for me to have. This guy on there was going to require the actual connectors be hidden behind it, and I wasn't going to deal with taking that off to change a thermistor. We know it's coming. A hot end heater core, you know it's coming. There's no point to make the job harder. Let me go over to that one. All right. I can see a little more. Maybe. Nope. Top camera quit working. Of course it did. Give me 1 second. See how long that lasts. All right. Yeah, it's a little laggy, but we'll see what happens. All right. Fortunately, I can't really see chat too well if anybody comes in. I've got a camera arm right in front of it. I'm gonna have to move this monitor to the other side of the desk. All right. So that came off. The other thing I did is I put a zip tie on here. Not a big deal. I also, without dumping all this, figured out what this guy was. Whoop, can't see it. In any way, shape, or form. Figured out what this guy is, and it was basically just to protect this Capricorn tube and this cable. I am thinking about rerouting this around the back. I think that's going to be cleaner. Also make it much easier if I ever decide to put some panels on there. I also remembered what this piece was. I could not for the life of me remember why I thought this was important. Because this bracket will already mount inside here into this 2040. Unfortunately, that takes using up all that space that you could use for, say, you want to pop panels on there or something. So that is why I moved that out over here. Went in and took the spool holder off because it just kept running into it. Didn't want to break it. At some point, we'll make the fancy ones with the bearings. 1 second. I'm going to check over here. All right. YouTube says this thing is working. All right. So, today we are going to get the Big Tree Tech E3 Mini version 3 in there. We're going to pop off and remove pretty much all the end stops. So, you know, we put these covers on for no reason, but I had already printed those out and decided to go that route before I ever got the new main board. I actually spent nothing on this. I had enough Amazon points and they were doing a special. I think it was like 35 bucks. So I just used those points and yeah, so I got it for free and it's just been sitting here for 3 months. So we're going to replace those end stops with a couple of these bump stops. Showed you on the last video. Also got, possibly we're going to put on this BL Touch protector. It's supposed to go up here on the X-axis. Is my top camera working? Nope, top camera's gone out. Right, we'll just get that out of the way. I guess that's pointless. Up here on top. Yeah, no good shot now. Couldn't see it anyways. To protect the BL Touch, it's going to go on there. Possibly. We're going to clean that up a little. Put this little protector down here back here, conveniently, since we're going to be removing all these cables. we have a BL Touch mount. Slightly modified so you can get the cables in and out on the back. But I had 2 of them sitting around. One of them's got to work, hopefully. I have printed up a handful of little 2040 clips. And then a couple of these round clips. Should probably go out here for this guy or back here. I've got these. We're going down here, possibly, and cleaning up these cables, or down here, or underneath the frame in the back, leading over to the motor. Just don't like the cables hanging. It's just my luck to slide it one day, catch it on something, and ruin a motor cable. The other thing that this has brought about is we're going to relocate the electronics box. That seemed to be pretty popular. I was kind of against it, but now seeing how short the cables are, that gives me the opportunity to mount them here on the back and easier access to clean them up. Everything, it just makes much more sense. It puts the SD card and the USB cable at the top with the power, and these guys come in on the bottom. Also the power switch on the top. So of course we lose this little cover that we just put on for no reason that is also backwards. So you know, this is what happens when you piecemeal all these different parts together on one of these printers. It's never going to go how you expected. Even if you took this into Fusion 360, which I've done, and laid everything out and like, yeah, this is exactly, this is going to work perfect. And then you print everything out and you put it together. There's going to be 1 or 2 parts like, nope, that just does not work together, or it's just impractical. The other thing I'm considering doing also, we will eventually replace this with a double geared extruder, but this is what we got, the stock one from now. I'm seriously considering flipping it 90 degrees out this way. And I'm fully aware that's going to make it a little harder to load filament, but not like I can really see it on the side where it is now. I like that it gets this motor out of the way. If I do want to put a panel, it also moves this intake just a little closer in line with where the spool's going to be. Just seems kind of off to one side. Even when it was over here, it still felt like it was kind of kicked to one side. So that's possibly going to get moved. We might find some reason not to do it. We're also going to strip back all the cables going to these end stops because they are not needed and they're just a mess. We're going with sensorless homing. I have 4 mounts that are printed out for the power supply. Some T-nuts in there that are just going to go back here on the back. I went with the tall ones because I was thinking in my mind that I wanted to mount this guy with this side facing the front, so that way I could still get to the panel that is 4 screws or 6 screws, I believe it's 4 screws on the bottom, without having to remove the whole thing. Fortunately, after I printed 3 of them, I was like, wait, what am I thinking? That's not possible to do that. That puts this hole over here. Most definitely not enough cable here without extending or replacing everything to do that. So can't do it. So I should have had the small ones. But then, of course, I am now down to the end of the spool of this orange. That's the other thing. So we're going to go ahead and use the tall ones. It is going to kick it out a little bit. But that is also going to give me a big gap back here, which might actually come in handy for routing cables up and through into this guy and keeping them clean and securing them back here. So, and also a little more room. So actually, I think I might be able to remove this back panel on the bottom, which is now going to be, I guess, the front panel, and get it in and out. So that might actually come in kind of handy. Little bit of my concern with that is that the fans are on that side, so they're blowing inwards. Not sure how that's going to affect it. I'm thinking what we're probably going to have to do is look at some fan duct covers and how to mount them to either blow it sideways or up or something. Yeah, that'll be a concern. It may get moved back. We don't know. We'll find out. I have not read any reviews of people who've done this and said how it worked. Well, move this keyboard out of the way. My tablet's not working, so having to use the mouse and the keyboard to get OBS going. And obviously one of my cameras has decided to quit working. Okay. One more time on this guy. Deactivate. Reactivate. And it's back. Alright, it looks... Well, we'll try it. Okay. Oh boy. No, that is... It's gone. Okay. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the rest of the cables, pretty much the heat bed and the thermistor going to it. We're going to pop the 4 screws out. That'll allow us to pull this whole assembly out of here, and then we can take it off instead of flipping the whole printer over, swap out the electronics, and then we can start working on mounting it on the back. Oh yeah, 2 more things. Sorry about that. We got a piece of cork here. I know y'all can't see it. We're just going to stick in here under this heat bed just to protect these little carriage braces a little bit. And then also, possibly, we're going to relocate this crossbar on the front. I saw that was a popular mod. And yeah, I totally get why people do not like it. It is right where you need to be looking at for your first layer. It is just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So I have found these guys. One for each side. I believe they go... I'm going to screw them up like this. Nope. That's not right. Yeah, like that. And the crossbar will go on there. It does not require you to cut the crossbar, so if you don't like it, can put it back. We'll find out if we have the correct bolts to make this work. There wasn't a whole lot of notes. It said you could just use the stock bolts that came with this and it will work fine. They said if you wanted some extra rigidity, you could use the extra bolts and some more T-nuts. I'm all about that, but we will find out. So if those are those pieces... And yes, now we can start taking this off. Pull the power. Mister. Right. Also, I need to pull these motors. Luckily, they're all labeled and correct. Go ahead. Pull these covers back off. Good idea. That's another thing about doing a project like this. It is always going to take longer than you expect. Every single time. So, as that happens, and as you find additional designs, you will change your mind. So you are going to waste some filament on stuff you never use. And then you throw it in the parts bucket. That one. Alright. So all the cables. This guy over here, get him out of the way. Gotta tighten up my chair. Let's get all this crap out of the way. These cables are ugly. Ow. Leave that in a bit, just support it. I have been putting off this project. Ooh, boy. Almost 6 months. So long I've been sitting on these parts. This thing kind of kicked to the side just because of work. The other side loose. Sorry, I'm not going to spin the whole thing around for that. What I'm going to do is remove one opposite each side. It's got some support. Hold on to those screws. Come on, respect my authority. Right. Last one. Feels like there's two in the front. Did not see those. Pull those off first. There we go. Yeah, secure as those front two screws are, you think they just would have made the back panel have some tabs that just kind of sit with the 2020. So far on this printer, cost-wise, we are in $35 in Amazon parts. I believe this spool of orange, didn't use all of it on this, but a good portion of it. So the majority, under $20. Flex plate, $20. So we only have about 40 bucks in it. BL touch sensors, an old one I had. So that was free. Loose. Really wish they had designed this the other way. You just remove the screws from the top. Come on. I pushed it through here. Come on back through. There we go. All right. All for space, we're gonna put this guy on the floor. Drop all the parts on it. You're sure to do more than once. Or a garbage can, so when screws go flying, they don't go to the bottom of the garbage can. Missing a screw. This is when we needed that overhead camera. Exactly what it was for. This guy keeps going. Yeah, there's a little bit of my concern. Those fans blowing inwards. We will see how it affects it. It is warm air, I'll give it that. It might actually, hey, self-heating chamber. Alright. Whoops, that's right, that fan's on there. Alright. Main well power supply. Got our switch on the front. Our nice floppy wires. I have all the days and times for that camera to quit working. So we will do this. Flip it around. A little easier to see. Or I'm just going to break it. Good thing that's printed. Alright, we're just going to be very delicate with that. This is all we can do. 40. I think I got spares. Alright. Well, let's start disconnecting these other cables. That is a fan cable. Display cable. Two thermistors. Should be easy to identify. Each of the end stops. We're down to the hot end wires, heat bed wires, and the input wires. And the fan wire. Oh, that's right. Do we have to crimp a fan? I don't remember. We might have to look at instructions. Get my mini screwdriver. The main power. Oh boy, that guy was loose. Wow, both of those were so loose. Would have burned up. These guys are nice and tight. That is really surprising. The hardest part about this project is going to be crimping a connector onto the end of that second fan cable, I believe. Right, a whole octopus of wires. Try one more time on this desk cam. Well, it's so far away you really can't see anything. You actually got a better shot right here. Alright. It is still very laggy. These screws out. Before we forget, pull the SD card out. Maybe. Go. Alright. I see this has a C. SD card slot that tells you some of the revisions, and particularly what stepper drivers I believe are on this actual controller board. Ooh, some checked over here. Yes, stream health is healthy. Right. Last screw. Nope. That guy out of the way. Down in there. Whoop. Camera's gonna fall off. Then the stream will definitely end. Break the camera, we're in trouble. Alright, version 4.2.2. The C, I already knew it was a 4.2.2. Alright, so actually we're going to take this guy, stick it down with all our others. So we have a whole collection of these. It's good to have spares with this display cable. Definitely going to have to extend that. I do have one of those sitting around, so that's a plus. Board. This guy, so we don't forget. Put that guy on, maybe. There we go. This little protection there. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to put some ferrules on the end of these guys. Get that SD card out. Out in place. Now it should have them all, but just double check. Yep, it's just a 4-center. Right. I like to get the center one in first. Barely snug, and then that way it holds it in place. I can fine-tune the twist left and right. You start in one of the corners, definitely going to have problems. Make sure I grab the right screws. Be my first problem. Long one or short? That is a long one. Let's go with the 4 short ones. Yep, because I had 3 and I was missing one, so I assume those are the long ones. It fit. There we go. Two. Number 3. Oh. I should have started with the hardest one first. It's just not a lot of clearance. There he goes, in the hole. Perfect. So little room right there, didn't have a choice. Let you had a way out. Right. Nice and snug, but not too snug. Don't crack anything. Right. We have it installed. Fits perfectly. Ports line up. All right. Alright, yeah, that was the other thing I remember about this. Specifically on every printer everyone's installed this in, is it's always best to put the cables on first. And then, at least for these main power input and outputs, and then drop the board in. That's right. But let's go ahead and put some ferrules on the ends of these guys. Got my handy Amazon kit here. Let's see if these will work. I don't think so. Nope. No. Going to be blue. Another one. It's down in there all the way. Whoop. Wrong crimpers. Looks good, feels good. Negative. While we're in here, we're going to definitely check screws on the power supply. Ow! That was my finger. Right. Fix that issue. It's back over here without breaking everything. Screwdriver, screwdriver, screwdriver. Yeah, that could have used a little bit. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright. We need to... Grandma in the box. I don't remember. Yes, it is. Isn't that handy? Always keep your boxes. Hard to read, but it's on there. You're looking for power. So up that way. 12 volt, 24 on the left. You know, quite honestly, with the downward looking desk cam, you wouldn't have seen any of this anyways. It's so far. They got to get a new one. Need all new cameras. Go to my slightly bigger screwdriver. And all these screw terminals, at least on this board, tighten upwards. So if you're having problems trying to get it to catch, you're underneath the actual catch, it's moving upwards when you tighten the screw. Right. Let's clean up this cable. Get it under here where it was before. Yeah, like that. I like that. That should be fine. Set it all in there. All right. So now we need to start hooking up some more cables, all the original ones. I'm gonna have to cut these zip ties off. All right, separate our motor and stop wires. Those are going to be the easiest. So I need to pull back those end stops. We have our heat bed power. We have 2 thermistors. Well, thermistor connectors. Are they labeled? Yes, they are. Thank you. This guy labeled Fun 2. It does say Fun 2. I believe that's supposed to be Fan 2. And Fun 1. I've got to show you. Can you read that? No, you can't read that. Take my word for it. It says Fun 1. Maybe that one. And Fun 2. This ain't that kind of party. Okay. And then this is going to be for hot end. Yep. Okay. And this is for... Wish I could read that. The Nizzy heat. Sorry, Nazi. Not nozzle, but Nazi. N-O-Z-Z-I-E heat. The Nazi heat. You. Alright, that one's going on, and this guy's going on. This guy, I want to actually put some ferrules on as well. So it's just bare wires, and this is the heat bed. Did not hurt. Got plenty. Well, let's try the smaller ones. Maybe. No, they've been flattened too bad. I'm not going to strip them back. Oop. Oh, it's gone forever. I'll walk over there barefoot. Right. Oh boy. I might have to strip them back. Yep, we're going to strip them back. Get that argument real quick. Go ahead and put these bumpers over there. Thanks again. That's exactly why you never put your tools up. Plus side, they were clipped back or squished down pretty hard. They did feel soldered as well. You know, that's not a good. Go. definitely giving us a little bit more contact too. Let's see if these are going to fit. And they fit. That one's good. That one's going to be better. Go. And I do want to do the hot end as well. It's a much smaller gauge. It does not look soldered. We might have to cut it back a little as well. Squeeze these wires down a little bit. Oh yeah. It won't appear to be soldered, just smushed really nicely. The black ones. It's gonna work. Maybe. Yep, it's a nice good connection. Feel free to criticize my crimping style and quality and cheap tools in the comments below. Tell me what you really think. Alright. Well, now we can get on to the heat bed wires. Let's go with those first. I believe those look pretty obvious. Heat bed, positive on the left. These are right down in here. It's going to be the hard part. So that's exactly why this board on every install, people put it in and then like, you know what, that I should have just put all the cables on first. There we go. This wasn't too bad. Heat bed cables. Just like to hold these connectors when I'm really giving them a good torque. There we go. Reconfirm we did not hook that up backwards. Not like it really matters, but it's good to be safe. Oh, heat bed plus and positive and negative. So there we go. Double check here, ground over here, positive. Probably going to check that 3 more times just to make sure. These cables try to follow themselves. That one has not been treated well. Right. Heat end is not, or hot end is not going to matter, so we can just plug these in either which way, but just to confirm. Like it matters. Positive is on the far side. Okay, those are in. Holding them in place while I tighten these screws down. Right. There we go. Main power coming in, heat bed coming out, and hot end coming out. So, there you go. Heat bed coming out, hot end coming out. Snug. Oh, what am I doing? See, I am already screwing up. That is for the display cable. Need He's actually got to come through the other hole that we put the protector on that was just for that. It wasn't until I was looking at that going, man, I wish I had some protection on that. Such a sharp edge. There we go. To get them all laid naturally. That's how it's supposed to be. Alright, let's hook up some thermistors. Let's go with bed thermistor. What are you? That one. Right. Let's look at our box. Let's not look at our box. Let's take our phone, take a picture of said box, and then we can zoom in. Or actually, turn on the digital microscope over here. Maybe. Go. I don't remember how to turn it on. It's broken ESP32. It's diamond nozzle. Meaning to review forever. Ah, that was not the right option. Not want it to be a camera. Because quite honestly, it only goes, when I put this thing in camera mode, it only goes over to the computer, and that is absolutely useless for me. Charging mode. Yes, that's what we want. There we go. Now I can read it. Get room to slide it around. Things are falling. Oh, lost the light. Hands out of the way. There we go. That's actually much, much better. Alright, heatbed 1, heatbed 2, fan 0, X stop, X diag, thermistor 0, and thermistor B. Thermistor B! It's the far 2, of course they are, right next to the hole. So that is going to be bed thermistor. It's going to go into this very far one. It's so short. And the other one for the heat end, or hot end. Just going to go right next to it. That is correct. Oh no, I'm backwards. Hold on. See, this is why we double, triple check. Bed thermistor. Yep. Down backwards. And these brand new, fresh jacks. Right, so farthest one over should be bed. That is bed. That one is nozzle. Go. So there is nozzle farthest out, and heat bed thermistor second in. Is next. Z stop, Y stop, X stop. So we don't need any of the next three. That just leaves fan 0, fan 2, and 1. Yes. Okay. I wish this thing had variable zoom. So I believe it is fan 0. Or which one was which? Which goes to the hot end? Parts fan. Parts fan is fan 2. means that is going, sorry for my big fat hand there. 0. Leave right there. That through. I think I'm gonna have to refer to some good old Creality videos at some point during this. Should have done that beforehand. That leaves this guy, which we're gonna have to put some connectors on. I forgot about that. And case fan. This guy over here on the lid is gonna go into fan 2, if I remember correctly. Yes, this is right. Although I actually think this blue and yellow goes over here on fan 1, and this guy goes on fan 2. That would make the most sense to me. Or sorry, not fan 2, fan 1. This actually goes on fan 0, and this guy goes on, no. Fan 0 should be this one going to the hot end fan. And this one should be fan 1, and that should be parts fan. Go. This one we're going to have to crimp. Oh, it's going to be the worst part of this. Don't remember which of these SD cards were what. I'll put them over here so I can't lose them. I think that's it for our micro screwdrivers. Close those up so don't make a mess with those. I think we do have to get these crimpers now. Yep. And this guy, let's go ahead and pull these nuts out. Throw them away. Right. It. 3 covers. They can go off in the parts bucket. It's over there for now. I like to kind of clean up as I go. That makes it a lot easier to find what it is I'm looking for. So much crap. All right. Screen cable, save for later. Go over to this screen cable. I'm actually going to see about mounting this whole electronics case on the back with it open without having to put this cover back on. If I can and still get the cover on, that's a big plus, because that means if I get these cooling fan and hot end fans backwards, it's much easier to get to them. And also I have 2 of these display cables. I kind of do like the rainbow one over the gray one. As you see, one is just about 6 inches longer, guaranteed. These are either going to be too long or too short, but we're going to go with the rainbow for now. Up in the it's at the top too. We're going with the gray one. We might even have to extend them. I think that's not too hard with these guys. Let's go put this here on the side. Get in right in there. As much slack out of there as we can. All right, so next thing we're going to need is the motor cables. That should be pretty easy. We just got to do some cleanup on these guys. What we're going to do is remove the end stop wires. You can see they just took a fat one and split it off on each end, which is smart, but also kind of limiting. So we're going to try to peel this back to strip these 2 off so we can reuse everything without losing any of the insulation. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's going to be easy. There we go. There's 1 motor cable and 1 now extra end stop wire for something. We might cheat, use one of these, and use it to splice on the end of this guy. I'm not opposed to having extra length on that cable, and 2, that would be a lot easier. And I'm lazy. So these are 2 pin on one side, 3 pin on the other. Interesting. I don't know why they did it. Don't like it. Alright, let's peel this one back. Hopefully don't hit a kink, screw up. It's pretty rare this goes bad, but when it does, you'll lose the insulation on the side you're going to be using. And of course, now you would. What can you do? Put some tape on it? Put a shrinky dink all over it? Tie it in a knot, hope the exposed side's on the inside. I like that. That's what we're going to do. This one. Go. And this last one. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay. Make sure we got labels, both sides. 3. They have the same pins on each side. No, they are not. Here's the other thing to look forward to. Yeah, that's right. Some are going to motors. Well, they are going to motors. One side's going to the motherboard. From a 4-pin to a 5-pin. Oh, 5 pins outwards. Going to the motors. Feed these guys in. 1. Idiot, started on the wrong side. 3. 4. Alright. This one is labeled. In. Oh, no, Z. Okay. Let's go over here. Look at the box again. X, Y, Z. ZA, ZB, extruder. I forgot these were, oh no, they're shared. That's right, yeah, they're shared. I was like, yeah, dual steppers. X, Y, Z. So there is the Z, third one over. Face it the right direction. Doesn't fit. We must get a hammer. There's Z, third position over. 2, 3. X, Y, Z. What is this one in my hand? That is extruder. Hold off. There's Y. This one should be X. Okay. And then extruder is going to go last. Let's confirm that again. Extruder, ZB, ZA, Y motor, X. That's it. It's just kind of confusing the way the one connector kicks off to the side. There we go. We have X first, Y second, Z third, skipping one for the second Z. So we only have one motor. And then the extruder at the very end. So I have that in there. What I would like to do at this point is mount this guy on the back before I actually attach or get this guy in and see if this is going to work and line up. See if this panel is going to go on. That is a big determining factor. Yes. No, I do not have one with that connector. Let's see what we get. And I guess I should have paid attention to... Oh, it is color-coded. Positive and negative. I am looking to see if I have an old wire with a connector on it. We are just going to cut it. Go. A good fan though, so I don't want to cut off a good fan. Same type of connector for dealing with that. Other direction. I think I found what we're going to use. One last check. Definitely want to keep that one. That one. Yes. So I'm just going to snip this cable off this little bitty like 3030 fan that comes standard on those clone E3D V6s. Yeah, just do not cut it, not for PETG. And then we're just going to solder that right on the end of this guy. Path of least resistance. We'll leave enough that we can reuse this guy again. Never know, but don't plan on it. Snip, snip. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, gotta be the same length. Quite honestly, I would recommend with the luck I have had with crimping these GST connectors, and apparently I can't strip a wire now. I would buy you a set just to keep sitting in a drawer of two pin ends like this. Already have the leads on them. So that way you can just solder them together and be done with it. Ah, I just did it again. Dang it. Good thing we got a lot of length. It's a very tiny wire. There we go. That's stripped. There we go. Alright. Soldering iron on. Solder. We need some heat shrink. Move this guy off to the side. Some rosin. Got some solder. Get that guy down in there. You like it? Take it. This one, clean up the ends. Get him all goopy. Get him all goopy. Clean up some of our mess here. Some of this stuff left over. Oh, solder and iron. They're gonna be replaced soon. Just gonna use a bunch. Just for lazy. Get some nicotine. They gotta get a new chair as well. Sorry about all that noise. We're almost done with this. Stick our heat shrink tubes on first, because you know what happens. We all do it multiple times. Nothing like forgetting those. Oh man, this wire's real tore up. Who did that? Oh, that's the original. That wasn't me. That one fits. Take the X-Acto knife, cut it down a little. I've just really jacked up the insulation by clamping it down. I can't get the heat shrink over. Oh, that might have done it. Yeah, there we go. Open hands in here so they can help. I'm helping you. Go ahead and get all 4 over here so we can go ahead and pre-tin them. I'm gonna be bad. I'm not putting any water. Got a dirty tip. That's not too bad. This case. Nothing like tinning wires with rosin on them. Sucks right in there. Or sorry, flux. Right. Get this pot on everything. Better helping hands. This is when I burn myself. One of these days I'll print one of those wire jigs. It's supposed to magically hold everything together. Whew. A little wire get hot. Go. These are far enough down, they're not gonna just shrink up on me down there. This wire is hot. I do declare. Go. Solid. Feel free to criticize my soldering skills. Comments below. I will be sure to not read them and not reply. Go. It's over. Over. Make sure I didn't wire them, solder them backwards. Nope. Black to black. Red to red. Unless one of these, which is a black and red stripe, is actually backwards, but we'll just... Ooh, no wire sticking up. If that's the case, we'll just pop the connectors out, swap them around. Go. All enough, we can use the soldering iron to shrink them down. So I do not have a lighter over here for some reason. A little extra. There we go. We should be done with the soldering iron. I actually wish they included with this board, since they know it's going in mostly Creality products, Ender 3s, Ender 5s, those such things. Included a little dongle with like even just Wagos on the end. I would be happy with that. But like 2 little screw terminals, so you could just pop it in there and be done with it. To me, that's the one thing missing out of this little box, and that's it. I take that over. Maybe I take that over the duck. I don't know. That's a tough one. What would you rather have, guys? Duck or a pre-made little cable for the one fan? Right. So we're gonna stick this guy in fan 0. Actually, yes. And then case fan goes over into fan 2. It's such a weird layout. Let's feed this guy through. That should be all the wiring into this guy. I'm gonna put a zip tie on there to hold all this together nice and clean. As much of this slack as we can without crimping anything, putting undue strain on any of the cables. Right, that's all of them. Make sure our zip ties match. That's the only last two white ones we got. If they did not match, we would have to cut both of them off and put black ones. So there we go. There's the Big Tree Tech E3V Mini version 3, all installed, all the cabling hooked up. Wasn't too bad. All coming out the back. We got the display cable, so now we can get these guys out of here. Don't need them anymore. I'm gonna have this guy over here on top of my phone so I can drop that as soon as I go to grab it. We're gonna get this out of the way. Need a second desk. Heat shrink can go away. Leaf crimpers go away. Right, get off this noisy chair. So we're going to use it to hold this guy off to the side. Back up here. It's so much lighter without the electronics. Turn it around backwards. All right, we can turn off our digital microscope. So it's bright. Get the box out of the way. Once again, keep your box. I know I have like 10 copies of that thing, of that schematic saved somewhere, but... Alright, so let's see if we can do this without making a mess. Sorry. Alright. So, I think first thing, we need to get camera where y'all can see. Oh, I'm so scared to touch it. Yeah, I can see it crooked on the threads, but I believe that is what popped before. So we're gonna get the brackets for the back. And I've already got T-nuts with some washers. And then some 5mm bolts. Unfortunately, these are the wrong style, but we're going to use them for now. Once I get it mounted, I'm going to come back in here with the drill and just kind of countersink these down in there so it'll be nice and flat. Or buy the correct bolts. Quite honestly, didn't even think about it. So let's see how this fits. So it is going to be back here on the back, just like that. Correct. Looks like display cable is still going to be short. What we're going to do, relocate display cable. And of course, he didn't get bundled with everybody. Run him through the hole with the other ones. If there is enough room, because we should have run him first. Okay, I can pull these back one by one. Biggest one's through. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, Bobby. See if that gives me enough. Nope. It's going to be everything coming back. Go. All right, get that to there. Let's go under everything. Can I act as a bed? Cable lay flat. Yes, it does. I'm going to pull these motor cables back. Let's keep everything kind of grouped together. Go. Cut in the middle, anything. There we go. So make them lay out better once we get down to actually organizing these and clipping them to the frame. Instead of them just being pulled all randomly through here. Actually kind of organize them now. There we go. It's all right. There we go. So I've just kind of like stacked all the ribbon cables off to one side. And we're gonna pull the fattest cables through first, trying to not get them interwoven with any of the others. Go. It's gonna be the hardest connector. Get this guy through. This guy through. Comes through. That guy through. It's getting tight. Imagine one cable could do that, but it did. Should we get our labels through, just to be handy. Fun too. Definitely don't want to miss out. No fun. Alright. Go. So now we have all the cables coming out this way, including the display cable right across the top here. Should lay in there pretty well. Get these out of the way. What we're going to do . Can't get that any further back. Let's roughly put these on. Like this. Hope they fit. The stock bolts, as you can see, are long. That's way long. There does not appear to be anything in the way, so you could, if you wanted to use them, actually use them, but I would prefer not to. Okay, leave that loose. This one on. I hope this makes this display cable fit. Definitely the other one would not have fit, the rainbow one. Really get the feeling I'm gonna have to extend this first one using one of the seconds. Okay, there's two. Can't set it down now. Anything on the way in here? No. Definitely over here on this one, that long screw would be right into the power inlet, the IEC connector, and yeah. That would not be entertaining. Right. working? Right. Okay. So this is going to end up actually going, I believe. Yeah. Like so. Okay. Get into the outside track. That's not too bad. What I am looking at is how I can make this as convenient as possible. And also at the same time as low as possible. Give me the most cable. How far down can I go? Ooh, that'd be dope. That's about as far down as we can go. Is there room for the cables to run through? Very barely. I think I'm going to come up just a hair so they can just come straight in under the corner bracket. Also make it a little easier to get to the power cable. Yeah, like that. Ah! Maybe. Let's do that. Let's tighten them up just a bit. Enough to hold it on there. Come on. Get longer little Allen wrench. Okay, those two are on there. Let's run to this side. And there went the parts into the garbage can. At least one of them. Ah. I don't like all the lettering's upside down, but it is on the back. Let's see how level that is. Oh, that looks pretty good. Close enough for government work. Oh. Yes, sir. I'd have to recommend going with the longer legs. Yeah. Specifically, even though they're meant for this to be flipped upside down the other way, which I did not like the power on the top, I did not like the switch on the bottom. My main concern was really the USB cable and the SD card down here on the bottom, always just pulling. When they're up here, I can plug them in. I'm gonna put a little strain relief right here over here on the side. Yes, but I can already tell. Let's see, where did the cover go? This was the big question. Nut over here. I don't. Two helping hands. As y'all can see, there's a pretty large gap back in here. While that does take up a bit of space, I have to say I do like it because it does look like yes. Yep. I like it. Yeah. Otherwise, if you did not use these long corner blocks, this whole box would be sitting halfway over this 2040, so you would not be able to get this cover off. You would be dropping these in this entire thing every time. Let's see, can we get the screws in? There's just enough to get the Allen in there. Boy, that's gonna be tight. That's gonna be tight. But we can get to them. Not as convenient as it was before, but get to them. So what we're going to do is leave that off for now, because we want to put that on very last. That is going to be once we get everything plugged in and working and we're sure it's good, then we'll go ahead and pop that cover on there and struggle with all that. The other option, I guess, would have been to spin this around, leave the cover off, which then all your electronics is completely exposed, which isn't too bad, except for there is no cover over here on top of this power supply. It does not have the nice little plastic snap down cover. I don't like that, so yes. But then unfortunately that would have put all those cables over here, or up here, or up here. Just no. I like down here. Spin them around again. I'll go ahead and pull these extra parts off of here. So dropping them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull all these right through underneath this bracket in this little corner. Start with the heat bed. That right through. Clean it up as much as possible. That wire is really twisted for some reason. This is Nazi temp. There's bed thermistor. Gonna plug those two in just to have them connected, just so we can yank them out. Oh, lordy. Go. Heat bed. All right, heat bed is reconnected. All right. Let's bring our motor cables through. One of them gets to stay on the outside. Actually, a couple might get to stay on the outside. Actually, we're going to go with the other cables first, and then we're going to get to the motor cables, because X needs to stay on the outside. No reason to run inside. It would be nice and clean, but it'll be easier up here on the back. Y definitely needs to stay on the outside. Extruder stays on the outside. Well, the only one that really runs through and under is going to be the Z, and it doesn't really have to, but you know, I think it's going to be cleaner. Let's pull it through. Here's the Z, obviously the shortest one. Straight underneath. I also think I might turn this Z motor 90 degrees. I'd just like to hide that connector under this two pieces of 2020 stuck together. Did I run that through? Front end the heat bed? No, we did not. So, go. There's our Z cable. We're going to clip it up underneath in here at some point. All right. Nozzle heat is going to be outside. That's going to be outside. These all going to be outside. Screen. Oh, so just enough. Yep. Looks like screen's running on the outside. Y'all can't see that. Sorry. There we go. Just enough. That's tight. Don't like it. Actually, I think what we're going to do is run it down underneath, inside, down, underneath, and then bring it under here, but we're going to have to extend it. So for now, we're just going to leave it like this. That's a pretty easy, since most of these are staying outside of this corner, that'll be easy to get through. And I'll probably have to make an extension out of that other LCD cable. And then we can hide it all down here. I want all this cable completely hidden down under this 2020. right. It does look pretty good from the front. Piece this heat bed up so y'all can see. I'm gonna go ahead and strip off all these end stops because we do not need them anymore. So, place to see all this. Wow, that completely opens that up. That is so bizarre. Definitely gonna need a cover. So actually, first off, let's get rid of this guy, which was useless and pointless. For sure, we're gonna have to print some 2020 inserts, try to clean this up a little bit. Actually, probably what's gonna happen is I am looking at one of the touchscreens that has an ESP32 built into it, and having Clipper run on it just right here on the front, and not physically connected to the printer at all, because, you know, it's Clipper. What do you need it for? Quite honestly, I almost never use my LCDs. I'm always in the browser. It's just quicker and easier for me. Less clickies, less turning around, less going through sub menus, even on my printers that have Clipper and the touchscreen. Yeah, I just do it in the browser. And since you really only need one, you can control them all. So long run will be a wireless tablet sit on top of all 5 printers. So it just tab back and forth between them. That is some bubblicious bake fluid. All right, let's go ahead and take our cork. Just gonna slide it down in here. We'll see when we do some tests if that's gonna cause some warping. This little area getting hotter than the rest. That should be this area getting hotter than the front and the back. We should see. That would be pretty easy to tell with a probe test. Right. So we need to hook up hot end wires. Actually, no. Yeah, let's take these sensors off. These end stops. Since we're over here, kill that. Oh, I can see. I can see. Here it is. Are these Allen? Yeah, there's the... Taking the right one out. I am not. This is going to be one size I did not pull out. It's probably the only thing you would have seen on an overhead camera. Before we go too far, okay, I'll stick our thumb right in here. Not really that concerned about this being 100% accurate to where it's at. Throw it away. Routine that? No, it goes screws right down in there. We're going to take one of our little bump stops. Stick it right in there. There we go. Go back to the size we know fits. Go. I got a nice little bump stop on that side. We'll eventually, once we get this thing going, move that further back, and yeah, that's right. Zero's over here. I keep forgetting this is backwards from all my bed slingers. All right, next one we're gonna take off is our Z limit. Gotta go back over here to this one. Fortunately, I don't think y'all are ever gonna see that. There we go. Okay, that one's out. We can reuse all these bolts. Probably could have used those on the case. They are a little long, with about the length of the others. I actually think those would have worked. Yeah. Looks like I could have used them there, except I only will have 3. Yes, 3. So let's get this. Next one out of here. And of course, that one is held on with nut and a bolt with a Phillips. Sorry, hitting the mic there. C-wrench on the other side. It's kind of ingenious to think to use that corner in these brackets just for that little nylock and stop and screw. An old pile of all these old plexiglass pieces. All right. There we go. What is it hitting? It hits the corner. Are we going to need to, this is just going to keep falling off until I put some super glue on there. Are we going to need this bump stop on here? It doesn't seem to matter which side. No, can't go there. It would have to go on the outside. Yeah, there we go. Does that lose us anything print surface wise? Doesn't look like it. It is literally hitting into the corner bracket. Doesn't look like it's going to bump into anything else. If it did, it would be into this cable protector I put on. I think we're going to go and still put this on here. Just as an extra safety. I like it. This guys, you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Just going to stick that one right here on the side. Can't go on the top because of the cables. Doesn't look like we're losing any travel. Could have actually, let's see. I'm just trying to think forward. No, we're just gonna have to deal with that when we do decide to put some panels on there. We'll probably end up having to move into the inside, but that's not a big deal. Takes 2 seconds. Yeah. On the inside, we would lose some travel. So no, it's gonna stay on the outside. Yep, happy with that. There we go. That'll get us going for now. Put this screwdriver back up. Get these guys out of here. All right, so let's gonna figure out, spin one more time. These are coming back out. Now we have one more kind of bump stop to put on there. We're gonna find out if we need it. That's for the BL Touch. We're not even to that part yet on the hot end, so we're just gonna hold off. That is one more wire and cable I need to remember, so y'all remind me, so I will forget. And I already hit that vape once and was like, that is burning cotton. Excuse me. It is 8:47. Probably going to cut this out around 9:30. I have to go to a meeting tomorrow morning. I don't want to spend too much time. But yeah, I am thinking I really want to cut this off of the zip tie so it comes back up to here. Cut this one off, reroute this back here, right there and come straight down the back. I think that's what we're going to do. If that didn't work, we'll just re-zip tie it. Oh, I think I got boogers now. Boogers. Let's see if I can get this one on there. That looks a little tough. Does need a little bit of movement too. I'm going to use one of these guys. Just going to pop him in right here. 90. Hopefully not break it. Go. That is very tight. Now this guy can come straight down the back. Hook in there. Now we can get that out pretty easy, and it can move around. These look, it's just, I don't think I was going to get that in there. Not without a struggle. Oh yeah. Those can come straight down the back. We can push that in there. Oh, that's looking better already. Now these wires get to come straight up and connect to them. That looks like it's going to work out. Let's get all these motor cables out of the way. Down so y'all can see. Look at it, I don't have to feed these through. We'll come up through the back side. Should still be able to get the plate on. Clean that up once we get these connected. Go. That one, I'm assuming, is that one. Just going by color right now. Let's come through. Get the blue and yellow connected. Go. This hot end through. There we go. Oh yeah. Which one's the short one? It is the thermistor. Oh, that ain't pretty. Why is that thermistor wire shorter than everything else? That is ridiculous. Is what it is at this point. I don't have my hankies. Alright. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. So that's just going to hang out ugly right there until that thermistor dies, and then we will replace that thermistor. But we will also use another one of these right in here. Make sure we go in the same direction. Yes, we are. Take needle nose. That was much easier. Just clip that guy right in there. Oh yeah. That is so much better. And over here, this is X needs to come up that direction. I'll pull it up this away. Not get caught in the others. Right through these guys. Oop. Mister, just pull loose. Did I connect something backwards? No. The mister is not even connected. Popped loose. Was caught around the other wire. Maybe this solve itself? There we go. Those are definitely clipped well. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, we're gonna throw one more of these in there probably to clean that up right in there. That is so much better. It is the longest one that holds us back. All right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. There we go. Those two in there. That is so much cleaner. Fortunately, down there, still a little bit of a mess, but that is way better than it was. It's mostly hidden from the front. Mostly hidden. All right. So here is our X motor cable. Although that is going to be too short. It is going to have to come out here for now. Oh, not the prettiest. That's what it is. So apparently at some point we are going to extend this X motor cable. Yeah, that is just enough. Even right in there, that is right at the end. Is there any way to get anything else out of that? Nope, that is all she wrote. And quite honestly, that feels closer to me than it was originally. I know it was tight before, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's get the extruder up here. That is, no, we're actually going to spin extruder 90. So let's go ahead and get the Y. Is this Y? Yes, it is. For some reason, it feels way too long. But it is how it was labeled. Let's see. We might swap these two guys. Let's see, how well does that reach? That's better. I was wanting it hidden way back in there. Yeah, we're just gonna have to replace that one cable. We'll come with this one up here. Clip her in. Clip her in up here. Did want to use one of these guys back here. They were clear. Need that Allen wrench. The top would be easier. There we go. Cable right in there. Just let this extra hang out here for now. Not super happy about that, but we're going to get this thing functional first, and then we will go back and get the rest of the wire. Sorry, pretty up the rest of the wire and had to bend over. Alright, so that just leaves extruder motor. We're going to turn that guy 90 degrees. Probably a mistake. Maybe. I don't know, is this thing on T-nuts? So it's just screwed into the frame. Was that a T-nut that just fell down? I think it was. Let's do this. So what are we ruining our Bowden tube? Yep. They use some T-nuts. That's a plus. Hang. Let's figure out how we're going to get these out of here. Now it came out. So we can get this other one, which is kind of wedged back in here on top of the screw. Precision screwdrivers. Hey, there we go. I'm going to take this guy, move him right here. So down just a bit. Must have worked behind there. Nope. I like that. Let's put these guys back on. Lose the one screw we need. It's getting about that time, as many things as I'm dropping. There we go. See how that feels. That ain't bad. Yeah. I already knew it was going to be a pain getting the filament in, but it already was beforehand, so not too concerned. There's our extruder motor. Come up the inside. Right in here. And then, is there enough? Maybe we have enough to get this just perfect. Nope. So close. Just put this thing in 1/4 inch lower. We'll do this for now. Not exactly what I wanted, but it's so much cleaner. Yeah, that is so much cleaner. This guy is going to have to... That's going to be an issue. Yep, we're definitely going to be extending that cable. That kind of puts that right in that filament path. This is why we need to convert this to a Mercury 1 once we're done getting this all back together. Alright. I also believe I'm going to have to move this camera mount. I'll get a different camera. I thought I had one that would swivel all directions, but apparently I don't. I don't know which camera I was thinking of. But I believe when we do this crossbar relocation, which I think is what we're about to do next, that will give this enough room to sit on here on the front coming this direction, outwards and face down. But it'll be low enough now that it can actually see the build plate, maybe? I don't know. Some of these cameras have a long throw, some of them don't. Alright, so that is together. Let's start taking this crossbar off. Looks like we need a 5mm here. This may be pointless. Looks like there's only 2 more. I don't believe there's 2 under these pulleys. It'd suck if there are. That one, and we do have a large amount of leftover screws. That's going to continue to be a problem. Little bit. All right. Same size? No, of course they changed size. Bolts on the back of this crossbar. Don't believe this whole bracket is coming off, just the crossbar. I believe this bracket bolts right up over to these relocation blocks. one. Yeah, we're just gonna leave you off for now. Yeah, you're ugly. As you can see, it's too long, so to mount it down here looks odd. Back, you're running out of space, kind of. See how these blocks fit. This is going to go. I had them all laid out, so I couldn't screw this up. Like so. I believe. What's with that? No, that's not right. This is what happens when I drop them. Huh. I'm so confused. I know there's 2 holes, right? I think that's it. No, I'm gonna have to look at the picture. I swore it was like that. So what that means, yep, just like that. So these brackets do have to come off. I believe. Let's try this. Looks correct. Looks good too. Yep. Let's go back in there. That threads right into the 2020. Now this guy gets to come right back down in the top. Go back over to our larger on wrench. Oh, don't have anything shorter. Ooh, boy, that's getting tight. Yeah, that's exactly what goes on there. So I think what the plan is on this, maybe, find out. Well, we're just going to lose all of these. Cannot wait till we get those belt tensioners on there. This one in here. See if that's going to fit. Make it, make it, make it, make it, make it. I think it's going to make it. It made it. Feels pretty solid. Take one of these. Actually, before we do that, let's get the crossbar wherever I put it. Figure out how this is going to line up. There are 2 sets of holes. That one is going to go right there. Maybe. There it goes. I'm trying to let that hang for a moment. Pop this guy off. Actually, I was hoping to keep these metal brackets, but it's okay. I think this is going to be fine. Especially with all the additional stiffness we've put on the back and bottom. right, there's that one out. We can fit this guy on once we can figure out how it goes. Looks like that to me. It is. Go. Oh yeah, that is so much better. That is so much better. Let's put this guy in here. Get it to catch the hole. There we go. Sorry about that. Get my elbow right in your face. Tighten that one down. These vertical, did that cut through? Nope, sure didn't. That was one of my concerns. All right, that gives us the option for 2 in the front. See, that's what they were talking about. They had the option to do T-nuts, and I have 2 more screws left over. So I could do these in the front. My concern is also they're right in line with, yeah, those got to be T-nuts. There's no hole, so those got to be T-nuts. I get one going down, one going across. Okay. Look at that. We got enough screws. Stick this one in here. Oh, that's gonna be tight. Note to self, put these all in first, then put the crossbar on. Should have read the manual. Boy, it is warm in here. There. Baby. Okay. Using the spare screws from the power supply mount. Fortunately, if you did not relocate it, or the electronics case, you couldn't steal these screws, so you would need 2 more 5mm screws for here and here. These hopefully aren't going to be too long, and they're too long. Yeah, didn't we already do that once? We already did that once. So those will not work down in there. Those need to be shorties. I don't have anything that's short. Nope, I have 2 5mm left. They came with this. They can't go here without T-nuts, and it looks like, yep, these are too long. I think they will fit right down in here. Let's try one. Get too excited. Oh, and I see the other spot they were talking about. Yep. Spot for 2 more screws on the back. So On these relocation brackets, you're going to want to have a T-nut here, and then the back here, there is 2 that are going to have take T-nuts. And does that fit? Does not. So we need some shorties. It is on there, solid and secure. I need to find a handful of short 5mm. Whoops. That washer. Okay. More parts. I have so many parts. This is exactly how you end up with extra parts. I think that looks better. I'll take a step. Oh, yes. One thing I do like about that is it blends into these covers. Even when I get... Oh, give it to me. These extension ones on there, actual tensioners with a little bit of white accent in there. I think that's still going to bleed or flow right into them and look like they were part of the design. That's probably one of the hardest parts about doing this from these different parts, is finding everything that looks like the same person did it, or it was made for the same. Like some things, like this piece has a lot of chamfered edges, while other pieces like this are just very straight. So, all right, that leaves us down to this bump stop, this BL touch mount, and a BL touch, which we will need to plug into the control board as well, which is the other reason we left that off. So I have 2 here. They're not BL touches, they are 3D touches, I believe both of them. That is a metal tip. What is this one? Wait, this is a metal tip as well. Yep, another 3D touch. Exactly the same. This one is soldered all the way. Wire is going to be long enough. Here. Back here. Back down into there. There's a hole on the top. There is a hole already on the side I can come through. I like that. Looks like that is going to work. Just enough. Yeah. Literally just enough. Perfect. Hopefully that is a good one. Eventually we'll go to a clicky mod, but not for now. Right, let's go pop this guy loose. One little bitty screw. There, make it a little easier to see. 2 little bitty screw. Cover's just kind of hanging there. Touch mount's gonna go right in there like that. Screws will go right back on top, I believe. Hopefully they will fit. Another thing to look out for when you're getting these parts is try to make sure you can use the original screws. Like, I don't think this one's gonna fit. This looks like 3mm. Oh, it is gonna work. Yep, it's got just enough of an indent. Yes, it does. So let's back that out. Maybe. Let's try that. May not have enough to make it all the way through both sides. Nope. So what we're going to do is swap those out for some slightly longer ones. Yeah, there's definitely enough clearance. Grab us some 3mm. Ball. T-nuts. That's going to be perfect. if y'all can see that. Well, here, I'll stand them up. Here's the original. There's the one I'm placing it with. I believe that is a 6mm. Yep, if it's in the right spot, it's a 6mm. That should now fit in there. Unless I just throw it away. I'm gonna get both of these started, make it a little easier. This design has the holes just tight enough to hold the screws in. It doesn't look like it's bringing any material with it. Looks like it took it. It's tooken. Go. There's a little bracket on here. I'll take us a couple more M3s. This guy we may not need. It really depends on the clearance once it gets over here. Just enough flex in that to get this cable back in there. Go. It's going to sit just like that. Let's get some more 3mm. That looks like our baby right there. Probably should have done this beforehand. Okay. Nope. All right, those are two 10mm. Also need two nuts. Oh, nuts. There, there, there. Go. Let's get this guy on here. Might not be a long enough screw. Catch the nut. Make a little more come through. Well, it's on there pretty solid. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Falls off mid-print, falls off mid-print. Front falls off, the front fell off. Oh, we're not lining up. We're gonna break it. There we go. This one is gonna be a pain to get that nut in there, just because the little collet right at the end of this guy is around a little bit, clean up that hole. going on. It's only one, as tight as this is, would hold it, but that just ain't a problem. There we go. There we go. Now we have a 3D touch on there. We'll end up putting that back in there. Is it gonna hit? That's close. It clears. It's a little close. Let's see what this is gonna do. Maybe superfluous. Pop this guy off just to see where this is going. It's supposed to go all the way back in there. Stop it right in there. Doesn't look like we're losing any of the print bed. I think we're gonna go ahead and do this guy just as an extra safety. You can always set a max travel limit, but better safe than sorry. He is on there nice and good. Yeah, it's right in there in the curve. There we go. That kind of blends in. That's still kicked a little bit. I gotta remount one of those holes. Yeah. I like the way they designed that with the holes, and it has like a crumple zone. The wheel hits right into a crumple zone. That's really interesting. Okay. Let's get out of the way. This out of the way. All these out of the way. Brought my tools I think I'm done with out of the way. All right. So what that leaves us with is a pile of clips. Oh boy. She could really crank that down like on a Windows 3. That also, moving that electronics box leave is going to give us a couple more millimeters of print height. Let's see what we get down to. They should bottom all the way out now. Yep, there's all the way down. It looks like it did. I like that. Still enough clearance if we put a bottom panel in there to hide that. We definitely need to put some trim. Some trim pieces in here to hide the holes here, as well as along here. Yeah, that looks really good on the back. It's going to look better once the back panel's on there. Wiring is so much cleaner. Keep going 360. So there's our back now. Really like all these cables right in here. Back onto this side. We'll go ahead and stick this guy on. I'm sure did print a lot extra clips than I needed, but that's okay. I'd rather have them and not need them. Especially since I'm out of that orange now. Ton of spare parts. Wow. I think this is where we're going to stop with it. That is all the parts I needed to put on. I'm going to look around, see if I can find some extra screws to go in. Second floor. In here. So I need 2 in here. Option, put 2 extra 2 back in here. I would like to do that. And that is it. And that will definitely stiffen up this front, although that's pretty dang stiff. I'm yanking on as hard as I can. Okay. It's definitely much cleaner. Cabling wise. Really needs a back panel on here and this one on here to really cover that up. I am noticing now, actually, the one concern I was going to have was with these fans right here blowing right across my build surface. Of course, I don't expect to be getting this low that often. And it is blowing warm air. Same with the other one that's going to be right here above the the main board, controller board. But with these incorrect standoffs that I printed, because there is that gap that is going to allow me to get the panel in, that is giving me a really good gap. So if I did put one piece of acrylic or plexiglass or whatever back here, some coroplast, that exhaust is not going to be coming in. It's going to just be flowing straight up. And I actually, with this space down here, it looks like it create a natural convection movement and just suck it right up the back. I think that will be fine. Let's see what's panel fit. Oh, it's gonna come from this side. Okay, learning. There's a bonus. One cable in the way. It's tight. Looks like it can be done. Cable it in. That's what's gonna happen. Maybe. Fan is in the way. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Yeah, imagine that's in. Alright. It is getting there. Let's pull that back out. Falls in the middle of the night, scares me. Pants. Spare piece to throw away. Alright, hopefully that if you decide to modify an Ender 5, this can help you. Looks like this is going to be at least 3 parts, probably 4. Next stream, I will get these wires cleaned up, tied in with the bundle, coming all the way back. Get the last of these wires cleaned up on the back side, get the back panel on, and then we will fire it up, probably extend the LCD cable. And then we will fire it up and see if it works. Throw some clipper on it. So this is a fresh board. It should come up with something. And we'll see if it works. And we'll find out if this is a bad 3D touch, because it just might be. I've had problems on a couple of the printers with different ones. It's also the old metal one, so it's clank, 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 clank. And can't upgrade those to the plastic. So, but once again, we'll probably end up making this the clicky and the Mercury 1 conversion in the long run. But yeah, so that was about 2 hours today, 2 hours yesterday, probably right around another 2.5 hours, and this thing should be back up and printing. 6, 7 hours, let's just say 8 hours, 1 day total. It doesn't include all the print time for the parts, but those I just kind of printed and forgot about it. Yeah, so 8 hours, not too bad. I think it's going to print better. It definitely looks better. Yeah, so I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.